And the first case is page 18, Howell Emmanuel Donaldson. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Julianne Holt on behalf of Mr. Donaldson, together with Jennifer Spradley, Dana Hersey-Folgera, and Chuck Trena, who is physically with our client. We have this morning provided to the clerk an application for criminal indigent status where Mr. Donaldson is seeking the appointment of our office, and we are also advising the court at this time that Mr. Donaldson has also signed an invocation of rights form for his constitutional rights. And so if the court could look at the affidavit of indigency, you would see that we believe that he qualifies for our services, especially in light of what the charges are.
Okay, so I will appoint your office to represent him. And for the record, he is present at the jail, right?
He is, Judge.
I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
He is, Judge. I'm Chuck Trena with the Public Defender's Office. I'm standing next to Mr. Donaldson right now, and he's present, and he's reviewed these documents with me.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Donaldson, you're charged with 4 counts of murder in the first degree, premeditated, and currently there's no bond on any of your 4 counts. State?
Good morning, Your Honor. State Attorney Andrew Warren, Assistant State Attorneys Scott Harmon and Jay Pruner on behalf of the state of Florida. This morning I have filed in open court with the clerk a motion for pretrial detention. We will e-file that motion later this morning. At this time, or at the appropriate time this morning, I would ask Your Honor, pursuant to the Rule 3.132, to make the appropriate findings that the motion is facially sufficient, that there exists probable cause to establish that this defendant has committed these 4 murders as alleged in the criminal report affidavit, and we would ask, if the court makes those findings, to hold this defendant without bond pending resolution of the hearing on the motion for pretrial detention.
Ms. Holt?
Judge, we've had an opportunity to review the criminal report affidavits, and at this time we believe that if you set the hearing for Tuesday as we previously discussed, we'll be prepared to proceed at that time.
Okay, so I do find that the motion for pretrial detention is facially sufficient, that there's probable cause to hold you, Mr. Donaldson, until we have this hearing, and I'm going to hold you without bond until the hearing. So let me just explain that to you real quick, Mr. Donaldson, what has happened, okay? The State Attorney's Office has filed a motion asking that you be held without bond until we have a hearing to determine whether or not you should be held without bond, and they have 5 days to have that hearing. And they filed that motion, and I do find that it's facially sufficient and that there's probable cause to do that. So we'll have the hearing to determine whether or not you will be held without bond, pretrial detained, for the rest, for the duration of the pending of these cases on Tuesday, which is December the 5th, Tuesday, December the 5th at 10 o'clock. So between now and that time, you're going to be held without bond. I encourage you to talk to your attorneys. You have excellent ones representing you, okay? And so at this point, you'll be held without bond until Tuesday, 10 o'clock when we have the hearing, okay? All right. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Steph.